So in this question, we need to calculate the cost, including tax, to put carpet on this floor. Okay, so the floor is 12 feet by 17 feet. So to calculate how much carpet we need, what are we finding? Perimeter, area, what do we need to find to figure out how much carpet has to cover the room? Area. Okay? Now there's one thing though. We're told that the cost of the carpet, it costs $24 for every square yard. Well, we're gonna find the area in square feet, right? But we need to know what it is in yards. So how are we going to solve this? Okay, so we're trying to convert from feet to yards. So what was step one? Write down your proportion, your ratio. We're going from feet to yards. Then we have to figure out what is the conversion. So go back to your sheet. Okay, so we know that for every 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. Remember this? Well, one way we can do this is we can convert each measurement. We have our length and we have our width. The cost is in yards. So I'm going to figure out the area in yards. That way I can figure out how much it's going to cost me. So which one do you want to convert first? The length or the width? Length. Okay, so it's a ratio of 3 to 1. For every 3 feet is 1 yard. Now, am I trying to figure out yards or feet? Yards. So this is unknown. We'll put an X here. We want to know if I have 17 feet. Remember this from yesterday. You make sure you line up the proportion properly. Feet is my numerator. I want to know how many yards is 17 feet. So what was the method I taught you yesterday? Cross multiply. 3 times x is what? 3x equals 1 times 17. 17. How do I isolate x? Divide by 3. Divide by 3. What's x equal to? So let's leave it as 17 over 3. So the length of the carpet is 17 over 3 yards, right? So again, we're going from feet to yards. 3 feet is 1 yard. So 12 feet is how many yards? So 3 times x is, yeah, or just 12. And then how do I isolate x? Divide by, yeah, and then what do I do to this side? I'll simplify this because it's not a decimal, it's a whole number. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the width of the room is 4 yards. Remember, we were converting to yards. So I'm going to redraw this. We have a room that is 17 over 3 yards by 4 yards. We're told that the carpet costs $24 for every square yard. So like this, every square yard is $24. I need to know how many square yards do I have total. So what do I need to find? I want to know the total space, total what? Area. How much carpet do I need to cover this entire room? So we have to find the area, and now we're working with yards, so I can figure out the cost after. Do you see why we converted it to yards? So we can calculate the cost. So what's the area of the room in yards? How do you find area of a rectangle? Length times width. What was the length? The length was 17 over 3. And what's the width? Times 4. How do you write 4 as a fraction? Over 1. Okay, so now we need to multiply fractions. Do you guys remember how to multiply fractions? I'm doing a lot of grade 9 stuff right now. You multiply the numerator times the numerator. What's 17 times 4? Good, now I have to multiply the denominators. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so we just figured out the area of the room is, I need 68 over 3 square yards of carpet. I'm going to leave that as a fraction still, okay? Well, the question said we have to figure out how much it's going to cost us all together. If it's $24 for every square yard and I have 68 over 3 square yards, what am I going to do to find the total cost? Take 68 over 3 and we're going to multiply it by the cost, which is 24. Let's make it a fraction. We're multiplying fractions. How do you multiply fractions? Numerator times the numerator. Good. And then we're going to multiply the denominators. 3 times 1 equals 3. Can we reduce this? What is the total cost? We can actually divide this now. What's 1,632 divided by 3? What does that give us? Divided by 3. How much? $544. Is that the final answer? Is that the total cost? No, you have to pay tax. It's $544 before tax. We want to know how much we have to pay including tax. So one way to do this, we can calculate how much tax we have to pay, so we can multiply it by 0.13. That's only going to give us the tax, right? So what is the tax? So tax is $70.72. That's the tax, but that's not giving me my final cost. I had to pay $544, right? But then I also have to pay tax on top of it. So I have to add the $70.72. And what is the total? $614.72. It's going to cost $614.72 to pay for carpet for this room.